I pre-ordered Kena or Kenna, however you pronounce it, Bridge of
Did you?
Spirits. So whenever you want to sign into my account tonight and download it,
Perfect.
you can go for it.
Sick.
I'm
I
really
meant to do it before I came, but
Yeah. Nah. It's only
forgot.
it's less than 20 gigs.
Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah. How do you feel about Kina? You excited?
I'm so excited. As I said to you earlier, I haven't been this excited for a game since Cyberpunk.
I've avoided
And
everything
Heavy sigh.
for Kina. I don't know anything about Kina other than that one snip we saw so long ago.
I've seen trailers. That's it. I don't know anything else about the game.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Pixar game I've been waiting for.
Do you know how long it's supposed to be?
No. I know nothing about it. It's $40. It's the indie devs Ember Labs. It's their first game ever. So I'm really excited.
It's a platformer, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, ooh,
Perfect.
Yeah, I need some jump and press a circle button type of stuff. It just looks really cute with kind of the dark twist to it. So I'm just really excited.
Yeah, it looks like a very artsy indie game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Best what's the game of the year award for graphics? Not graphics, but like that art style.
Art style,
I think it's
that's
either
one.
the
Artistic design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if a game's nominated, it'd be Kenna and
Well,
Ratchet
what else
and
would
Clank.
it be? Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, maybe Ghost of Tsushima because that DLC, but I doubt it.
I
Because
don't
there's the
think so.
director's cut, so like they might add that DLC as part of it. I hope not.
It was standalone, I think so, but because it's tied
Yeah.
to the main game, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, cause yeah.
Returnal, I can see getting something.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I hope Returnal wins something. Returnal's a great game.
Yeah. I don't
Maybe
know.
Deathloop.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has a '60s themed style to it. Kind
Is
of.
it 60s?
It reminds me of '60s.
It's older. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
World War II ish.
Well,
I guess.
if it's '60s, it's not World War II.
No, it's not.
Off by a little.
But
bit.
the planes and the one, you didn't get there. There's just things about the
Mm-hmm.
different mechanical.
Deathloop's just gonna be
things.
nominated for a lot of things.
Deathloop's gonna be nominated for a lot of things. The voice actors, I think both of them will be
Cool.
nominated
Yeah.
for Juliana and
Yeah.
Cole will be nominated for an award because their voice acting in the game,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. It's
Just pretty
amazing.
damn good. Yeah. But what are we today, Zach?
What are we?
We are the Ponies podcast.
Not just today, Ron, but every
Always.
day, once
Every
a week,
day.
every week. Me and my best friend Ron get together to record the PS Ponies podcast, where we bring you all of the video game news you need to know about with a heavy lean towards PlayStation.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna repeat once a week, every week again, and I totally would have done it were I given the intro.
So, Ronnie, what have you been playing,
Zach.
man?
Well, today you, me, Greg, and Aaron just got off playing some Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer.
Is this true?
Trying to level up Greg. That's gonna take a while.
It's not gonna take a while. It's just gonna take probably 2 or 3 nights of playing it.
Well, I think if he does those duo story missions, that should level him up.
That
a good
will
bit.
level him up
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
So that would be good. And yeah, I was playing that. We played the beta of Vanguard. I was not a fan of it at first, and I started to turn around to it.
Yeah.
I think I just had to get 10 attachments on my STG for me to start drilling like everyone else was to me.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we were always catching dubbies on Resurgence.
I'm
So-
really worried about the whole 10 attachments thing because I'm afraid that depending on how the leveling works, that it's just gonna be so annoying. Because my favorite
level
thing
up
about
a
the
gun,
older CODs, was that at the end of the day, majority of the time, the gun was good. Sure, the attachments had an effect on it, but now it's to the point where in Vanguard, the attachments make and break guns.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it was the same way in Modern Warfare as well, but each
Somewhat.
attachment was built for different things. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to certain attachments were better for more of a longer distance game, and other attachments were better for running and gunning.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I just feel Vanguard, there's so many of them that even it doesn't matter what kind of game you're playing. If you go up against somebody with a 10 attachment, fully maxed out STG, no matter what build they're running,
He's good.
you're just getting
You're
rolled.
donezo.
You know?
Yeah.
So I am kind of worried about that because to my point earlier, with older CODs, since there wasn't a huge, or attachments didn't have such a big thing, unlocking new guns and trying new guns was fun. It's like, oh, I got this new gun, I'm gonna try it, and you knew pretty instantaneously if it was good or bad. Granted, there was always some of the guns that like were just dog water until you actually did get a specific attachment or like increase the rate of fire or whatever it is. But I'm just really worried that like I'm gonna like max out the whatever gun I pick for the first time whenever opening weekend, and then I'm just gonna be like, I just don't want to use another gun because I want to like actually do well. But and like I don't want to spend a whole weekend leveling up a gun. Just
right.
You know what I mean? So just figure out if it's good. You know. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, we got a lot of dubs on Resurgence. I'm like, it's 60 something. You're one ahead of me on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I played some Deathloop, which we'll talk about. But what about you? Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopped on Warzone a little bit with you guys. Did another run on Hades. I forget when I figured this out, but so last week I think I was talking about how I just kept like losing to the final boss, and like I just couldn't beat him. I didn't have God mode on. I was really confused because I remember turning it on, but I don't know if it was maybe the way I like exited out of a game or maybe I bumped it or something, but it was turned off for a long time apparently.
That's a lot of health that you kind of missed out on.
Yeah, it was, but like, I was just because I was like at the point where I was like, if this is God mode, what is the normal mode? So it made me feel.
You already beat Hades.
I beat Hades twice.
Yeah,
like I did
mode.
full. Yeah, 2 full runs without God mode. The main reason I turned it on was just because I was hitting a wall where like I'm not really like unlocking anything too new in the story. You can't like I actually need to clear these runs in order to actually level up my stuff and do more things. So I was just like, you know what, I beat it twice, proved to myself I can do it. I'm just, you know,
right.
I just want to enjoy the game. So once I turned that back on, dude, easy. It's just easy.
I have to get back into playing it.
Yeah, a little too easy. I did see someone on Reddit a few days ago actually. They were talking about changing God mode to be like, so when you die it increases like 2% like your resistance, but for every clear it reduces like 3% or something like that to keep it like more balanced, so you're just not like just easy runs the whole time, you know. So
it's part of running a podcast when you're in their basement, you know. Hey, in a month should be good though.
Yeah,
none of that shit.
Yeah, we'll have the whole recording studio up that we just bought.
I'm bringing this table.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where's it going?
Basement.
Oh, okay, cool. Is that where we're gonna record?
Yeah.
Are we just gonna leave our stuff set up, or are we gonna have to move it?
What do you mean? Like, for transportation, we're gonna take these off.
No. I mean, like once you have it set up.
No. So we're gonna leave it because I told Greg and Aaron that it could be like our poker table or something. It'll be downstairs. Downstairs is freaking huge. So what? Oh, it's because my phone's on. I'll vibrate it. It's just gonna go down there. We'll have chairs. We'll find somewhere. I think we shouldn't have to buy chairs, or we can just take a studio
tour.
No, that's just a house tour. I don't want people knowing. We would just take chairs from like the kitchen table and then just sit on and be good.
Gotcha.
That's really it.
Okay.
So we can always do some if we do video and stuff. I have some ideas, but I want to get like set up in the basement first, and then we'll figure it out. So I think that's when we should start video. I don't want to do it now.
No. I mean, it would just be too much work to figure out. So
yeah, exactly. All right, sorry. Let's continue.
Yeah, but anyway, Hades. What's up? Yeah, we're talking about Hades.
Yeah.
God
mode and then
God mode. Yeah. So like, if you every time you clear it, it dings you down like 3%. Cool. I think that's a really cool idea. Keep it balanced. Yeah. But yeah.
And you've been playing your Deathloop, which you've been in love with.
Been loving Deathloop.
Did you say you're close to beating it?
I think I am.
Do you think you figured out the loop? The paths to take?
That's the thing, is like I think I have a generally pretty good idea on how to do it, because I think there is more than one way to do it, to get them all. So like I think I know, but I'm kind of in a place where like there's certain time zones or time periods in each place that I haven't explored yet, and I just want to like I just want to look at it. I just want to see what the game has, and see what other guns I can find. There's one gun I found which is really cool. It's an SMG. It's 2 pistols, but you can click it together. It becomes an SMG. Dude, it's a one-shot kill. Like, it's just like a burst SMG, but it's like a one-shot kill. There's another one I found where you can shoot it. It has 2 magazines in it, so you can shoot it and never stop shooting because you just keep reloading.
Cool.
And then there's another one I found. It's a repeater, so it's a single-shot repeater, and you only have 2 bullets. But you never have to reload it until you miss. And then once you miss, you get that second bullet, and then that's it. It's dead. Like, you can't pick up any more ammo for it. Yeah. So that's a really cool gun.
It's like an infinity pistol, but not really.
Yeah, kind of.
It's the infinity accuracy pistol.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and like, cause it has snap-on aim, so it's not that bad. So yeah, I'm just having a ball, dude.
Yeah,
loving it.
Before I give my statement, I was playing today, not Deathloop, but just other games, and I was at the gym, and I was thinking about playing Deathloop. I uninstalled it because I'm not a fan, but I'll probably revisit it at some point. Not any time in the future, because I've been having issues, and I'm also just not really a fan of the game. So, because I've been kind of just burned out on a lot of games, so I'm really hoping if Kina can't get me back into stuff, then I gotta like take a break for a while or something, and just kind of find that that love for it again. So, Deathloop, I think it's mediocre. I'm not a fan of it personally, and that sucks. I was hoping to be, but whatever.
Yeah.
I have my reasons. We'll go over it. We'll talk about it, but I hate the sensitivity. It feels so clunky. I can't get past it. I could play the oldest games known to mankind that are first person, and it has faster sensitivity than it. I was talking to Aaron and Greg about it, and I compared it to Fallout 4 without VATS. Without the VATS system, because the VATS were the only way that it was reasonable to shoot someone. And if you're going to tell me
you
that...
have a problem shooting people?
It's just because it's so slow. So I can't... Because VATS, you can go bloop, bloop, and then shoot.
Yeah.
But the sensitivity being that slow should not be a part of... That is so immersion breaking for me. I can't get past it.
I do agree with you with that. The sensitivity is really bad.
It's just clunky. It just feels very clunky.
Well, it's just very slow. So for you guys listening, me and Ron play anywhere from like 13 to 15 sensitivity on like Call of Duty.
Yeah, I used to. When I was in middle school, I used to play on Insane, which was 10 back in the day, like the fastest.
Yeah, up until maybe a year ago, I was playing on 20.
Yeah,
like as high as it can go.
You remember when I would shoot rockets and it kill jets out of the air in Battlefield?
Yeah,
I was playing on 100, like the max sensitivity on Battlefield, which was the most. Like 10,000 DPI setting on a thing. Yeah. And then I was like, no, I gotta get better at the game. It's gotta be slower.
Yeah, so the sensitivity does suck a lot. Mainly, and like for me, did you turn head bobbing off? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, because you need to turn head bobbing off because it's just so annoying if you don't. But
I actually didn't mind head bobbing.
Really? Yeah. Well, I couldn't keep it on 100 because on 100 it just felt like you were like
on drugs,
like dude. Literally like drunk, So I was just rather than messing around seeing what fits best, I'll turn it off. I play so many other first person shooters without head bobbing. I never think, I wish the camera moved a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, sensitivity. As I played more and I started unlocking like slabs, which give you the different abilities. Specifically, there's one that's awesome, which like can link people together. So if there's a group of 3 target like enemies, if you hit them, it's an effect, an area of effect type thing. If you hit all 3 of them, it links them all together. So if you shoot one of them, they all die.
Cool.
It's really awesome. But then there's a shift one, which is basically just like a little teleport.
I've seen that one. I played as the girl. I'm blanking on her name. Juliana.
Oh, did you hop in and play as Juliana?
That was my last bit of hope for the game before I uninstalled it. And I played and I was like, why are you... I didn't know if I was killing him so much or he was teleporting. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But it just wasn't enough. Yeah,
so the teleporting is a really cool thing. but like with the sensitivity, it feels like the game, especially with the shift slab, it feels like you should be able to move quicker and be able to parkour more. And the slow sensitivity really gets in the way of that. The majority of the time for me, I love doing sneaky stuff, so like I'm always sneaking around. It doesn't really cause too much of an issue, but it is an issue so far with the sensitivity. For me, it's just like kicking it really high up or kicking it really high down. You just slowly get used to it. At first, my shots were horrible. It was so hard to aim, and I just felt like I was crawling. But after playing it for a few hours, I was like, okay. And now I have a rhythm of it. I actually got nervous that I was going to my Call of Duty sensitivity would be messed up, but no, not at all. Snapped right back into it.
About the AI and the stealth, I appreciate stealth in games. I don't do as much stealth as you do, but like if I feel like Ghost of Tsushima, like if it requires it, or I actually feel like I'm actually accomplishing something in stealth, I'll do it. The stealth in this game is so pathetically easy. Like the AIs are so astoundingly stupid that I just walked right past a group of 10 people in Uptown.
Updam. Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing? And I jumped on a bus next to them, and I went to Colt Safe, and I was like, there's just like, it was really dumb.
How far did you get in the game?
I got past the tutorial like that, like 3 hour, 4 hour, however
like the longest day thing?
The longest day, okay. And then I played for another like 2 hours.
Okay, so then what, like, did you do a whole cycle?
Yeah.
Like all the way to nighttime?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you go?
I like Updan at night. That was my favorite
Updan at night is cool. So, yeah, so for me, I found in the morning, it's usually a lot easier to sneak around, but at night, and like the more I play the game, the smarter the AI almost became for me. Because in the beginning, I remember there were two people like standing next to each other that I was like, they can definitely see me.
Yeah.
But I was able to kill them all. Now, what I'm noticing is the AI is a little smarter. They're not letting me get away with like those cheap stabs. And
I think it's just because you're gonna finish the game at nighttime. They don't want it to just be a cakewalk at nighttime.
I think so. I think like a lot, like especially when you go after a visionary, there's just way more people there. Like I was in Alexi's place, and I was like, I feel like I cleared a lot of these people out, and I forget why I had my gun out, but I had a real gun out rather than the nail gun. And I shot him. Or something happened. I had to shoot someone. And as soon as I hit like an actual like real shot, pings. I just saw pings everywhere. I was like, holy crap, there are so many people here. And I died. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with the guns, too, which I don't know if these are bugs or what, but I will reload, and I fully reloaded, and then I go to shoot, and it tells me to reload again. I'm like, why? I finished reloading, he put the mag in, cocked it back, I'm ready to shoot my pistol.
The jamming?
No, it's not even the jamming. I think it's just a bug. I would finish reloading, go to shoot, starts reloading. And then I would shoot a little bit, gun gets jammed. But the the text should be read in big bold letters that the gun's jammed, because I don't feel it well enough in the DualSense. I know there's like a trigger on it, like it shoots the trigger back up as if it jams.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I noticed.
I don't use guns that jam.
Okay. Well, I'm not as far as you are though. But I don't use the nail gun or any of that stuff.
I love the nail gun.
I didn't like it.
That's predominantly the main gun I use.
But just that, it would just jam. So then I didn't mind the jamming, but I just wouldn't know like, why am I not shooting right now? And I had to squint, even like enlarging the text all the way, unless I thought I saved it to be largest text and I moved it back to default. I don't know. It was just really small, so that was annoying. And then
it asks you to save the settings, so maybe if you just hit circle quickly, you might have missed it.
I might have. I know I've saved a lot of them before. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter. But and I had issues like with AI, like you know, some of them can, like, you know, if you can dash left, right, back, and forwards when you move. I don't know if they were doing it, but all of a sudden, instead of like the animation, they were just teleporting to spots.
Okay.
But that just kept happening.
Yeah,
and
they can like dodge.
Yeah. No, I know they can dodge,
Okay.
but like they would be here, shoot, and then, bam, all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened to me in one section with that girl who makes like duplicates of herself. In like the tutorial, The Longest Night, you have to kill her, and that tells you how to like bring your guns back after you die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
After that girl, and that just kept happening. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So like, that was throwing me off. But I don't know. And I liked Up Dam, but the other areas to me were just boring.
Well, so they change depending on what time of the day you go.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still just like I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't find it anything to really write home about. But the character banter, I love the character banter so much
It's
between Juliana
so good.
and
It's
Colt.
so
That was
good.
like, if I was to push through and beat the game, that was like the main reason why.
I really love their and I'm curious to like learn more about like what their relationship was and it like is, if that makes sense. Because like I feel like it was like some type of romantic thing, or like there was one point where they were talking and he was like, so in like one of these past lives did we.
My doctor's office is in Castle Shannon. So then I was like, oh, my doctor must be calling me.
Gotcha.
But no, it was my Chinese auto insurance company calling me. I'm sorry.
You're good. There was a point where he was like, so did we like fuck in the last lifetime?
Yeah, I heard that.
And she said something. And he was like, yeah, we definitely
we
did.
It wasn't that. It was dating.
Oh yeah, did we
Dating.
date? Did we date?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, we definitely dated.
That was fun. No, like I like their relationship, and that's the one thing I like appreciated. If it had like boring characters, then I'd be like, oh my God,
It's really
kill me
cool,
now.
yeah.
If it had boring characters, I think it would ruin it for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, because like that's really like you gotta love the character. Like I think Juliana and Colt really carry like the story because I think like if I'm being honest, this is a lot of reading. This game,
There's
like
so much reading. It makes sense why.
yeah,
But it's so much.
yeah, because so like one of the reasons I love this game is because it's so much like Outer Wilds, which is one of my favorite all-time games. But it is that you have to search areas and you can find like conversations of people, like text conversations, you can find audio recordings, you can find different things, and there's a log that saves all this important information for you in like almost like a cork board with a bunch of like red lines connecting things like you'd see in like a detective movie or whatever. You use that information to learn more things, and like if you're like, oh well, I really don't know what to do right now, if you go look at that board, you can see what there is to do during different times of day. And it's really nice that you get to skip times of days. So if you're just like, oh, you know what, I just want to get to this one nighttime part and see what that's about, you can just skip right to nighttime if you die. You don't have to play a whole new section, like a whole new like day, you know?
Right.
So that's really nice. And then something about the guns that I wanted to say, what I thought was really, really cool. There's a different animation for reloading depending on if you're walking or standing still and if you're running. So with the nail gun, you like when you reload it normally, it's like that, like you have sand in your hand and you just like dribble it out into the gun. If you're running, it's like Roadhog. Like he has like a fistful of nails. He just throws it in the gun.
That's awesome.
I can't confirm this, but I think I noticed that when I did reload like that, because I was rarely reloading and running, but when I did reload like that, it didn't actually give me a whole clip with the nail gun, which would make sense if I'm just throwing nails.
Yeah.
But I don't think it took away any of my ammo. So,
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something to look into that I need to check on, because I haven't fully beat the game, so I'm hesitant to like give it a full score done, which you guys will have. Hopefully, I'll give you my official like final quick little thoughts next week, and then
I'll be playing.
We'll be talking about
I'll probably have Kina beaten.
Yeah.
Kina, whatever.
I'm hoping to have Kina beat by this weekend.
I don't think it's gonna be a long game.
It doesn't feel like it's gonna be a long game. No.
Probably like a Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart length.
Yeah.
Which I'm perfectly fine with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The only point I had left was I hated dying so pathetically stupid because I would run, but I was too close to water, so I couldn't jump, and it throws me in the water, and I drown, and I lose 2 out of 3 lives because I'm still figuring out the game.
Yeah.
And it was so infuriating.
The jumping.
So dumb. Like, at least let me sprint. Let me double tap forward to sprint forward and just click once or something. Like, the left, right, back, that's fine. I used it in combat, but, like, so dumb.
Yeah,
really dumb.
the lunge forward with sprinting made parkouring and, like, traversal very difficult just to gauge because I didn't know how far I needed to get back or, you know. I wish, like you said, there was, like, a double click for, like, the sprint forward. And I feel like I rarely ever want to, like, just duck forward. I usually want to duck away or around things.
Well, if someone's, like, shooting you from behind, but you see a rock ahead of you, like a boulder, you can get behind.
That's fair. Yeah.
You can sprint forward, left, and then, you know.
Yeah. Something I do really like also about the game is that it does feel very, like, as I've collected more guns and gotten more things, I do feel like more of, like, a force to be reckoned with, like more of, like, you're in my game and I like, you know, and as I'm playing through more of the days, I know where people are going to be, what's going to happen. So I'm, you know, it's easier to get through areas. So that just comes from, like, just playing the game and knowing it more, you know. You do one level the same, like, X amount of times, you know, you're going to, it's going to be easy. But, yeah, there was and the Julia. So Julia invades you. At first, I really thought this was going to be a mechanic I did not like at all. I really like it. I like it a lot. Mainly because I actually read an article, like, with one of the developers, and they talked about how it would be very difficult to have Julia invading be a AI. You know, because they can only make they either have to make them, like, stupid smart and very difficult to overcome to the point where, like, you just can't, like, that's what you have to shift your whole focus to. But giving it to another player, you're able to actually, like, outsmart the other person. And, like, you know, it's more of, like, this cat and mouse kind of feeling for me. So I've beaten them, I've died to them. It sucks. I died, I think 2 or 3 times. I think, like, 2 or 3 times. The first time I just had no guns. I had nothing. It was, like, my first run. So, like, I didn't have anything. But then it becomes, like, this really, like emotional thing in the sense of, like, I feel this, like, rivalry with this person. Even though I know it's not the same person every time, I still feel that, oh, you're coming to get me? All right, let's go. And there's different strategies. There's times where I've actually specifically gone hunting with them. There's other times where, like, I've just went about my business because I'm just going to focus on doing this, and then I'll figure you out. You'll find me or whatever. But there was one time in I was in this one building in Freitstad or whatever, where Frank is, like, the island. And I was in his house. I hacked every single turret in the house. So this was every time she would come in to try to kill me, she just couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. There were so many turrets around, and she ended up dying. It says she left. Also, if you're playing this game, it says she left. I think she drops all of her stuff. Whether they, like, die from, like, someone else.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so whether, like, they die from, like, a turret or they kill themselves, like, unless they jump off the map. But I think, I'm not sure because I haven't played as Julia yet. I think the Eternalists actually might fight her.
I don't know. I didn't get shot at.
Oh, when you played? They don't shoot
you can
you?
actually, like, take over their body and look like one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that, because there's been times where, like, I honestly, it said she was gone. I was like, oh, I guess they just gave up and left. And I, like, found her body. I was like, oh, lucky me.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I loving the game so far. I can't wait to beat it. I'll probably have a few more things to say about it. There's nothing quite pressing. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
Want to get into some news?
Yeah, let's get into some news.
You want to get some news?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want some news, baby?
Kena comes out Tuesday, which is the day you were listening to this, so be sure to buy that because I want that game to be very successful. I haven't played it, so I'm also telling you to buy something that I have no idea if it will be good or not, but I'm putting money on it that it will be because I need this to be good. I'm pretty much out.
Real quick, I think this is Arcane's last game.
What do you mean their last game?
Like, I think they're done making games.
Why? They're a part of ZeniMax.
You're right, but I saw something about on Reddit, like someone posted, like, I just beat this game. What, like, such a great way to go out. Like, thank you, Arcane, or whatever.
I think it was just because their next games are going to be all exclusive to Microsoft.
That could be.
I'm assuming that's what I can't imagine they shut down the studio. Oh no, they're working on Redfall. That's an Xbox exclusive coming out.
Okay, then that's probably what.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think they would shut down a studio right before a game launches.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing. No. It was. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool.
That's the thoughts. So Zach, last week we got some updates on the PlayStation 5.
Yes, sir.
First major system software update of this year. Which, actually, I've been meaning to do this. You can set up 3D audio for your TV speakers. Completely forgot to do that. I knew there was something else forgetting.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. It just, the
How do
controller...
you go and...
What?
How do you do it?
You just go into the settings, and the controller reads the acoustics of the room. So the TV speakers, yeah. $70 for the controller, man, you know? A lot of stuff, built in it.
Man.
A lot of tech in it. I'm not sure, since it's using like your controller microphone to like read the acoustics of the room for the TV speakers. I don't know if that's like a one and done thing, there we go, or if it's actively doing that. I'd imagine if it's constantly actively doing that, the controller's probably going to die a little faster. That's just a lot of stuff to read around, but not too sure. UI, or UX, whatever you want to say, it's basically the same thing in this experience. But user experience features have been updated. The game base has been made a little bit easier to navigate. We can finally adjust every item on that media bar to be where we want.
No, not the media bar.
That's what
it's called.
That is.
Is it?
It's cross media bar.
I thought the cross media bar was...
Well, it's the same thing. It's just a different overlay.
Just a different cross media bar? Okay.
It's not game based, but yeah. Whatever.
I got you.
But we can adjust everything to how, we want to hide it. We can hide just about everything that's not essential, like the power button or other stuff. I don't know.
The home
profile, I don't think you can hide. I think I hid pretty much everything but Spotify. So it looks a lot cleaner.
Oh, really? You didn't keep parties and all that?
Well, no. Everything I could move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can press the button and show you over there when we're done. Yeah. But music I kept up on there, but everything else I just didn't care about. Like the VR I moved because I don't have the adapter yet. I'm not worried about it. But yeah.
Dude, the biggest move. The audio.
Next to
all
the party.
the way to the left.
That's how I have it.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So I can't describe how it was just minimally annoying enough that whenever I wanted to switch the audio from my TV to my headset, that I had to hit the button and scroll all the way to the right side just to do that.
That was a huge pain, and I know I've had to be very cautious when we play COD to do it at certain times when I know we're safe.
Yeah.
And I need to hear footsteps or whatever, so it's nice to have it right next to the party, and then I could just be good all the time.
Yeah.
The other big updates is we can now expand our SSD storage. Be sure before you buy an NVMe M.2 SSD that you make sure you're buying the correct one that will be compatible with the PS5 and make sure the speed is enough and everything. So the system will tell you when you put it in that there isn't enough storage on it. If that's the case, I believe 500 gigs is the minimum. If it's not fast enough, it'll do the read-write speed before it loads just to make sure. So you don't want to get boned on that. Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
You don't want to get screwed over on that before you buy it. So especially because they're pretty pricey. So a 1 terabyte I saw averaged around $170 without a heatsink, which a heatsink is cheap. You just put it in yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like going through the hassle, it's probably $200, $230 or something. 2 terabytes on the other hand are about $400 as you'd expect. And for reference, Xbox's proprietary memory cards, I think they started to go down in price, so I could be wrong, but they're it's 1 terabyte, and the SSD for the PS5, they're like the same price.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot more user friendly with just having a memory card on it. Shout out to PS2 days and PS1 where you had a memory card, which I am kind of jealous of it just because I feel like that would just be so like perfect like PlayStation thing. But what is nice
definitely
though,
like make a lot of money selling like ones that look like
like just retro
yeah.
ones, but in terms of having it not be like a proprietary storage device, I think Sony wants to stay away from that, especially after their Vita fail on those microscopic memory cards and stuff. So it's just, anyone can make the SSDs, so it kind of works out. You just have more options, more competitiveness, and with, say, 100 million PS5s are sold and like 50 million expand the storage, that's a lot more people buying SSDs, which will bring down the value over time. It'll just become cheaper, so that's always nice. Another update, which is nice, is that PlayStation Now, you have the option of playing games at 1080p if your internet handles it or the game streaming supports it. Most likely it's probably just more towards like PS4 games compared to PS3 games, but who knows. So that's pretty cool. And what actually I thought was pretty neat was I assume this could be more with PlayStation Studio games / whatever dev thinks it's cool.
Yeah.
It'll automatically capture like your best time in games, which is pretty cool. So it's just always like recorded.
Yeah.
So I always kind of appreciate that.
I agree.
And then I think the last thing that you and I need to talk about is the trophy tracker. Have you looked at your trophies?
Oh, dude. It is so much better.
It's so much better.
Good.
It's so much better.
It's so nice.
It's just nice to have it vertically now instead of just, its own little card. Because the PS5 kind of really started to go over this whole card theme. So I'm happy that's gone. And now we have the list form, but it's not copy and paste from PS4. It does look a lot better.
Yeah, no, it does. Because what I like about this as opposed to PS4, on PS4, like you could read the trophies and like what you needed to do to get them if it was short enough. But with this, the way it's formatted, you can so if you want to see it on PS4, you had to click on it and actually open up the trophy. This, the way it's formatted, you can read them all, unless it's like some stupid long thing. I'm sure, but like you can read all the trophies all on a list. It's really nice.
And if I ever get back into trophy hunting, and I know whenever you decide your next trophy game to hunt, which I'm assuming will be Deathloop,
and then Hades,
tracking the trophies on the side. Off the screen would be so nice. It's like a Destiny thing, if you remember pinning those quests.
Well, especially with some of the trophies that have counters on them. So if it's like get like 30 headshots, just having it pinned to the side, just like, all right, I need one more.
Because then
Yeah.
So I hope a lot that's if it has like get 100 headshots and it's not the counter, that's just on the devs to do it.
Yeah.
I know Microsoft's had that counter for a while. They had it on the Xbox One and S and all that.
Yeah.
So Xbox One series, whatever. But it was nice.
Big annoying for like as a trophy hunter, any game like we play, if there's not a counter for whatever it is, it's always like if like in-game counter like for
if there's not even an in-game counter, it's like why?
It's like how do you want me to, because I can't tell you how many times where it's like do 10 of this thing and I'm like that doesn't seem like a lot. I'll do like realistically probably like 3 of them. And I'll be like, oh, I had to have done 10 by now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just
especially
it just
like
takes a lot longer.
Yeah, and especially like the timed events. It's not something you can just go do, but it's like Spider-Man running around the city and like having to take pictures with people. It's like
or like imagine the Uncharted 4 speedrun being able to pin that to the side and have a counter down because you didn't know how much time you had left.
Yeah,
unless you skip cutscenes, whatever. But like you did, and even like those timed ones, like sometimes when you pause the game, you're not sure if that timer is actually paused. Like it's just probably some some anxiety in the back of your head. It most likely is. But now, if you paused it, the counter on the side would show there's no time going, and then you're like, all right, cool, I'm good.
Yeah, and like the Infamous was what burned me on the like timed events where that was the first game I ever played where like I beat the game, I had all the trophies. The last trophy I needed was like just like I forget how the game even what this was, but it was like people would pop up or it's like scare people protesting or something like that. But like that was the last trophy I needed. There was nothing else for me to do in the game, but it was like random when they would happen. So I literally just ran around the city waiting for this to happen. And it sucked.
those types of trophies are easier when you like start a new game.
Yeah.
Because once you've beaten it, all that stuff's like kind of done. Unless you went like the terrible person.
Yeah, so anytime now when I'm playing a game and I see like interact with people on the street or like something like that, I always check to see if there's a trophy, and I always make sure that's the thing I look out for when I play. Because with Spider-Man, I remember the crimes that would pop up and the people like who would want pictures with me. I made sure that like I like swung low to the thing, or like if I saw one of those crimes pop up, I went right to it, because if I had to like just skate around the city just waiting for these crimes to spawn, or specifically specific crimes to spawn, it would just suck. Shout out to Miles Morales. I don't know if they did this in the first Spider-Man, but you can actually trigger those crimes. If you like just need a specific one and you need to like get the trophy, you can trigger specific ones. So that's a huge move.
Yeah. But Zach, we have some new accessories coming to the PlayStation. So we have the Midnight Black Collection, which has, of course, the DualSense wireless controller in all black. And now you can get the Pulse 3D headset, wireless headset, all in black.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
Which
now you just need the black plates.
Yeah, you know what? I think that like if PlayStation had a little bit more... If they were not a little bit more, a lot more. If they were able to make the PlayStations more accessible, I think we would have saw a black PlayStation come out. Maybe not soon, but like I could see the black PlayStation being the next iteration of PlayStation, just like the white PS4 was. They were like, oh, now we have a white one.
Yeah, or like that Spider-Man edition.
That Spider-Man one was so good, dude.
I know. What I appreciate about Xbox more than PlayStation is that they are really quick with coming out with custom controller designs. There's like a sapphire blue Xbox Series controller right now, and there's the Halo console they did with the controller, and then the it's not their Pro controller, I forget what it's called, but it's like their Scuff controller. I forget what it's called. Elite, thank you. So that one looks really cool. They've had a bunch of colors and stuff. I think you could customize your own colors like online back on the like the 1 and 1X days. I think you could on Microsoft's site.
Yeah.
And like change the plates. Like I always appreciated that approach compared to Sony's, but whatever. Once they announce a blue controller or something, I'm just gonna buy it because I was gonna get a second controller like anyway.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but the headset looks pretty cool. I know your headset, you got it in black just because you know you liked it. I like my white text. So I was like kind of whatever about it, but hopefully they kind of get the ball rolling with that. So it'd be pretty cool. In other PlayStation news, our boy Neil Druckmann will seemingly be directing episodes of the Last of Us HBO series, which I'm not really surprised about.
No,
it seems like something that they would want his take on, you know, just to make sure everything's being done like tastefully.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on it?
Good for Neil.
Yeah.
I'm glad he is. You know, there's a few different directors I think working on the show, so I'm happy that he gets to, you know, has the chance to recreate truly what he made in a live action form.
Right.
I think that, you know, because, you know, it's like, does the TV show need to be the same as the game? No, and honestly, I don't really want it to be exactly the same as the game. But if it's Neil, I would not mind seeing an arc or seeing an episode that is very similar or does follow something to the game to a T. Or if it is Neil directing it. But I think it is really cool potentially to see Neil maybe do something different with the same content and like maybe alter a scene or alter a situation,
give some background on Tess.
Yeah.
Which I always kind of wish they would do something like that, but
what Tess was we didn't know jack shit about Tess.
No, she was just Joel but woman.
Yeah,
that was pretty much
honestly if there's another Last of Us game, I can see it being like Joel in the like old days.
Yeah, people have talked about that for like DLCs and stuff, and like try to get like, you know, what, because people were upset they couldn't play as Joel. So they're like, oh, what if like it was like a Joel and Tess thing, which people have kind of thought about like the HBO series being like that for a little bit.
I think what would be kind of really interesting is if they did do that, but they really truly made Joel just a straight just asshole. Like they made people like just not like Joel, and like I think
they kind of need to do that. I think.
Yeah, and I think that at the end of the day, like that, he was not a very good person. Like he did a lot of stuff.
Kind of high key terrible.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But it's not until he meets Ellie that he kind of we see the better sides of Joel and like his little arc. But yeah, man, yeah.
I'm excited to see like what Neil's vision for it is.
Yeah,
it's not really confirmed like what episodes he'll be doing, because usually if it's like Game of Thrones, like there's a bunch of directors, but they're some make different episodes, and D&D like looked over it all. But this came about because there was an updated production list on the Directors Guild of Canada, and it listed Druckmann as one of the 5 directors in the show's first season. And we've known this for a bit too, but just to kind of reiterate, each episode's budget has exceeded an 8-figure mark, so a couple mil for each one. So they're putting a lot of money into this.
Just to like as a clarifier, it could potentially, he might be listed as one of the directors if he's like consulting.
Right.
Just depending on how they define what the director is for their stuff.
Yeah, which is why it's like speculated he would be a director.
Right,
so
right.
Expect to see him in the credits.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, or in the opening credits, if it'll say inspired by Neil Druckmann's last.
I'm sure he's going to be in it.
Written by,
Yeah, I'm sure Neil's going to have like an actual scene. Like not like a full scene, but like a cameo.
Like Quentin Tarantino does.
Yeah.
In movies. Just watched that Django.
Oh, did you? Did you finally watch it?
Yeah.
It's good, dude.
Because I had to watch Luna because she like broke out of her crate. So I watched Django. Oh my god, it was so good.
Great one. Yeah.
Now I'm kind of wanting to binge his stuff.
The Hateful Eight's really good too.
I'm thinking if I take a break from gaming, then I'm gonna just watch a bunch of his movies, whatever's on Netflix and whatever else I can find.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Huge sidebar, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah,
so. Yeah,
all in.
Hopefully get some good cameos. And the last bit of news, which is just a little bit we could talk about.
Yeah.
There is a report that a new Star Wars game, shocker, is going to be coming from Quantic Dream, who you've seen make Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human, both excellent games. Granted, I wasn't a big fan of Beyond Two Souls, but whatever. It's kind of mid for me. Beyond Two Souls.
I haven't played it.
You didn't play it?
No.
I think it's mid-tier.
That's what a lot of people say.
It's nothing on Heavy Rain. I love Heavy Rain. It's such a good game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Heavy Rain. I was a big fan of Detroit.
But yeah, so they might be just making like kind of like a choice game for Star Wars. Also, Quantic Dream isn't a PlayStation only company anmaking games for everyone. So
didn't they make something for Xbox?
I forget.
I thought they did.
But you might also be confusing them with the people who made
Quantum Break.
Yeah, might be confusing that.
Yeah, I might be.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so more Star Wars stuff. Who's shocked? Raise your hand. I'm sure as soon as EA kind of wasn't the only developer who was allowed to make Star Wars games, everyone said, "All right, perfect, let's go." And everyone said, "Like, it's just a cash grab."
Yeah,
it's easy. It's easy money as long as it plays well.
How do you feel about this? Are you excited about this?
I'm pretty excited for it, but not in the same sense I think you would be excited for it. I think it's just a different take on some Star Wars lore from a different developer standpoint instead of money, money, money.
Yeah.
All of them are thinking money, 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 but like it's not an EA type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting. I can see myself getting burned out of Star Wars if too many devs start doing it. I'm going to play the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Was that the one coming? Yeah. I'll be playing that for sure because I've played a little bit before actually.
Oh, really?
Back when I was a kid, someone had it on their computer or something, and I played it, and I was like, this game actually pretty freaking cool. I think it might have been.
Have you seen any of the cutscenes? The cinematics.
I've seen them, but like a decade ago.
Dude, look up some of the cutscenes.
I honestly
are ridiculous.
I might hold out because people are speculating like. Apparently there was some crazy scene that happened in the original game that they're like, is this going to come back in here?
Yeah.
And I don't want to, if they do it, I don't want it to like, be like the same. So
yeah,
I probably won't remember at all
no.
come a year or two from now, but still. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I'm
I
very
know you
mid.
love your Star Wars.
I'm very mid about it.
Mid.
I mean, I'm all in for Star Wars as long as we're getting like stories like Jedi, like Fallen Order. As long as we're getting more stuff like that, I'm all in for Star Wars. I really don't think I'm gonna be burned on Star Wars.
I don't.
Really.
I think at this point in your life you can't.
No,
yeah,
I don't. Because like there's so much like. There's so many stories that can be told with Star Wars. Like there's the Star Wars squadrons where you're fighting like you're in the fighter. You're in like flying around. It's dogfighting in space, and then you have the Battlefront 2, which I love. Is a great game. That campaign was awesome. Fallen Order, love being a Jedi. Who doesn't love being a Jedi? You got what Vader Immortal, where you get to in VR hold a lightsaber and do stuff. I'm all in. I'm all in for Star Wars. I love Star Wars. As long as like there's, just because I don't know if I want like a Detroit Become Human-esque Star Wars story.
Like a choice game.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want that. I think I'm getting away from the choice games because there's a few Telltale games I still like would like to go back and experience, but also it's like
the only choice game. There's two choice games. Is if they were to make another game very similar to Until Dawn and The Wolf Among Us 2. Those are the two games I would love to kind of play.
Wolf Among Us 2 would be an instantaneous cop. It's supposed to come.
They've been saying that.
They've been saying there was a trailer for it during some E3.
I don't even remember the trailer. It had been years ago.
Oh, look it up. It was.
I think it was wasn't like a kind of a splash screen type of thing.
No, it was a full trailer. Yeah.
Wonder if that's still in the works, honestly.
I don't know. Because Telltale had their whole. I forget if it was after or before Telltale's whole thing. But yeah, Wolf Among Us 2.
Announced this trailer was in 2019 releases to be announced. So yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. Yeah, it was like end of the year 2019. So I'm sure COVID definitely pushed production back a lot.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know. Wolf Among Us 2. I cannot believe it's almost been 10 years since the first Wolf Among Us came out. That's absurd.
Yeah, I remember there was one night where you were playing like Walking Dead, and I was just playing Wolf Among Us on my Vita. We just hung out.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So the choice games, I can understand it being mid. I'm also like kind of that way, but I think Star Wars can be really cool because there's so much stuff. It's like Borderlands choice game. It's Borderlands. There's so much stuff you can do with Borderlands. I think there's a lot you can do with Star Wars.
Yeah.
So kind of excited for it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I will always take an Until Dawn too. Just like another group of idiots going to a camp, and then that game's so much fun.
Yeah, dude, that was a great game.
Yeah, but that is all the news that we have for this week, Zach.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, quick week, easy week.
Light week.
Not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, casual, chill, vibey,
hanging,
low.
Trying to eat dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that.
I know. I'm hungry.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the 35th episode of the PS Pony podcast, where once a week,
every week,
me and my best friend Ron get together to bring you all of the Sony and video gaming news you need to know about. If you would like to ask us any questions or reach out to us, you can reach out to us at AskPSPonies@gmail.com. That's AskPSP.
PSPONIES.
PSP. I already said P. Yeah. ONAIS. Yeah.
Once again, that's AskPSPonies.
Or you can follow us on Twitter and follow us at PSPonies.
There we go.
Keep it nice and simple.
Nice and very simple for everyone.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to us. Let us know any comment, critiques, and we always post on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for our YouTube video. We are working on getting actual video. We'll hopefully have that figured out in the next couple weeks here.
Ronnie will be moving out mid-October, so expect it around then.
Yeah, to the new studio. Ron's just gonna live in the studio.
Yeah, it's a good studio. Very expensive rent, downtown, in the heart of Pittsburgh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much, and we will catch you next week.
Bye.